Night to the AM. New multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, put it out to some patience. Rockstar life spread wealth across the nation. Give one chance, you know what I do to it. Whole team get money and I'm used to it. Beat the odds and I'm still going used to it. Changing lives every day, you can YouTube it. Hold up, it's on when it's short. You know I stay down, stuck around for the glow up. And you can ask anybody around, yeah, they know us. We can't stop now, cause the grind is never over. Hey, you got a Tava lifestyle, give life. 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 It go Tava lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Tava lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Ayy. Big grind from the night to the AM. New multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, put it out to some patience. Rockstar life spread wealth across the nation.
Good morning, Tava Nation. This is your Saturday morning training. My name is Tracey Walker. I'm an executive director here with Tava Lifestyle, and it is my pleasure to be before you here on this morning because we have something very, very, very special to help you really understand how you can use our Tava Connect app to help you build your business. And so as we get going this morning, guys, go ahead and type in the comments where you are tuning in from. We have over 100 people that are jumping on right now. And I get it, guys. It is Saturday morning. It is Memorial Day weekend, but we cannot forget about our businesses. We can celebrate. We can eat, we can enjoy, we can pay tribute, but we cannot forget to pay attention, give the nurturing, give the sunshine and watering to our businesses this morning for just about an hour. So I'm excited to have you guys on. So comments. Let me see where you guys are tuning in from here on this morning. I am thrilled to be here, guys. San Diego, Washington, D.C., Newark, New Jersey. I see you, Tina. Who else? Toledo, Ohio, Mr. Andre Page. Let's see, New York City in the building. Absolutely. I love New York, Maryland, the D.C. metro area. You guys are really coming in strong on this morning. I tell you, I'm hailing from Atlanta, Georgia. So Southeast represent for sure. Delaware, good to see you this morning, guys. Virginia, yeah, Nebraska, there we go. Now we're moving a little bit to the Midwest. So good morning. Guys, if you are not aware, our company has provided us with a number of tools designed to help us make our businesses easier. Okay, now I will tell you, I bring a little bit of internet marketing to the table. It's a little bit of what I know, my skill set, and I was thrilled. I was thrilled to come in the door and realize that we have a very, very company specific, fine-tuned machine called Tava Connect. Now, I know right now you may not fully understand how to use it, right? Maybe you do, because I'm overall new here. I'm about 47 days in, right? And I get it. Maybe you've been here and you just have not been tapping into it yet. My goal and my hope is that after today, you actually start using the Tava Connect app. I'm going to tell you that as a builder in this industry of network marketing, one of the most important things would be your statistics. And I know it sounds boring. I don't want to make it boring, but if we're going to run a business, guys, if we're going to run a real multi-million-dollar business, you've got to have your statistics. You've got to know, if I expose the business to 100 people, about how many people actually say I'm open. And of the number of people that say that they're open, how many people actually watch a presentation? And of the people that actually watch a presentation, how many people say yes? And of the people that say yes, right, how many actually get started on the products? Like, you have to know the numbers. And a lot of times the way that we do things traditionally, sometimes it's kind of hard to do it. I mean, I really don't see myself showing up to, a live presentation, at the church or at the hotel environment, and I've got my notebook and I'm writing down numbers. I really don't do that. I love technology, and our Tava Connect app helps us to do so many of those things, guys. And I promise you, they say when you know your numbers, you are able to explode. So I hope you guys are ready. I want you to make sure that you pull your Tava Connect apps out. If you're using your cell phone right now to be on this Saturday morning live training, then maybe you might want to shift over to your computer if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. But if you do have the ability to whip out your phone and head on over to your Tava Connect app, you definitely want to do that, because we have Mr. John Preski. You guys, some of you guys saw him in Dallas, and what a pleasure it was to have him on stage. He is the brainchild behind this Tava Connect app. And I know at events, we get busy. We're doing other stuff. We're going to the bathroom. We're in the back of the room. But me understanding numbers, guys, when Mr. Preski got on that stage, I was literally there with my Tava notebook like this. Right? I was like this, because I'm like, oh, this man knows the numbers. Oh, this man is trying to show me statistically. Oh, this man is trying to make my life easier. Oh, this man is trying to show me how I can push a button and send a video. Oh, this man is trying to show me how I can have reminders to follow up. Oh, this man is trying to tell me, right? That's what I heard. All right. So now, if you missed Dallas, if you weren't there, or if you just weren't paying full attention and you were there, you got a second shot. This is your chance for redemption, guys. And I am so thrilled to bring before you Mr. John Preski. He's going to break down exactly how our tools work in Tava Connect. And then, as a special treat, what we're going to do after that is, once Mr. Preski has gone over those details and shown you how to navigate and what tools we have and things that help us, I'm going to actually come back on. I'm going to show you a little strategy that I use. You don't have to use my little strategy, okay? But I'm going to share with you a process that I use to integrate the app in my prospecting, in my exposing, and in my follow-up. So if you guys are excited for that, you definitely want to stick around. So without any further delay, let me bring to the stage Mr. John Preski. How's it going, John?
Hey, thank you, Tracey. It's going great this morning. Thanks for the amazing intro. So I look forward to turning it back over to you at the end of this to let them hear how you're working it in the field, because I know that's going to be special. So hopefully they'll definitely be hanging in for that. Okay.
Sure thing. Well, over to you, John. I'll sit back and take some more notes.
Okay, so I know I'm getting some help from Lachelle. She's been behind the scenes there, and she's going to bring up the PowerPoint real quick. I'm not going to give you a long PowerPoint. I'm going to get through it and only highlight the areas that hopefully will help you build your business. That's the whole point of the app. It's a recruiting app. But from day one, it was built around our experiences in the field back and how to recruit new customers and new business partners. So that's the point of the app. I really wanted to start there. And it did come up, Lachelle. That was great. I don't know if you could get it back to me. But yeah, so that's the point of the whole app, is to use it for recruiting. That's what we're trying to do. That's always been day one. We want to show you the numbers and how you can expect to use the app. And if you use it right, you'll get these numbers to help build your business. Now, also, having been in this industry for a long time, I know it's not easy. So I'm not going to make it sound easy. I'm just going to try to get the tips to you, because if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, and we'd all be successful making tons of money. But it's hard sometimes. So the app is designed to make what you have to do easier to pique interest, to get it going, meaning you don't have to just call and start making something up. You can share stuff. So let's get started with the next slide. We're going to go ahead and talk about the different sections of the app. I know this might be boring for some of the people who have been around a long time and you know the app, but I'm just going to talk about the basic sections of the app, okay? So what we have in the app is the main recruiting features on the 6 buttons. If you have it out, you've got your slider going across, okay? The banner, if you will. In the upper left, there's a menu. And that side menu is important for 2 big reasons. It's also got other stuff. One is the app training. You want to go in there and just take a look at all the training as often as you can. Spend a couple minutes because it'll really help you. Down below is customer support. This is where if you're having a problem, we want to hear from you. Our customer service team is here to help you. And it doesn't matter what the question is. Ideally, you just tell us what the issue is, what kind of phone you're on. It's always helpful. Android type, iPhone type, and what specifically you're having. And make sure you put your name in there and maybe even your ID number, because that's helpful for us to look you up and give you support. So that's the pieces of the app that I want you to know about. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. And we're going to talk about sharing. So let's talk about what's like sharing in 2021 versus way back, okay? With sharing today, there's a lot of privacy issues, a lot of things going on. I didn't go over this at the event, but one thing I want to recommend you do is before you share a video, doesn't matter whether it's text, email, or otherwise, but especially text, before you share a video, do yourself a favor and say hello. You know, connect with that person. Try to get a text message back from them, because right now the carriers are getting really aggressive with privacy and spam, especially when text messages carry content like a video, okay? So try to establish, it's not only good form. I think most people who are great at recruiting in this industry would tell you that they established a bit of a discussion before they went in and started to do that. So I just want you to try to do that. But sharing, under the share button, you'll see at the top of your share button, if you go in there, you'll see that there's the sampling follow-up is at the top, okay? And that's there for a purpose because it's a sampling system. But below the sample follow-up, you do have other content designed for sharing depending on what your goals are. And what the slide at the far right is, what that screen is telling you is that you can share one-to-one, okay? That's what we call one-to-one marketing right here, not social. This is one-to-one, text, email, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram is now in there. So if you have those apps loaded, they're going to show up here as an option for you to share with, okay? So that's what I wanted to get across today, is that if you have those apps, they'll be there. If you don't have them on your phone, the app is smart enough to know not to show them to you, of course, so you can't use them. So make sure you get in there. If you want to start using Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Telegram as part of your sharing process, go ahead and get them loaded. The app will pick it up and recognize, and you'll be there under sharing, okay? So that's my tip for sharing. Try to establish a conversation with them first if you can. That's very helpful. Go ahead with the next slide when we can. So what happens is for the new people, when you first go into your prospects button, you're going to see that it's blank. There's nothing in there. And a lot of people ask the question, how do I get a prospect? Well, someone in our system, we don't consider them a prospect until you actively do something like sharing or get them as a lead capture or offer them a sample. So they're not going to show up. There's no importing of people. These people are generally in your address book, okay, or you have their first name, last name on Messenger, and you can just share with them. And that's how these people end up into your prospect section. So if you're an aggressive sharer, you're going to have a lot of people you're sharing with, and they're going to come in as what's called a warm coffee cup. That's how they all start off as, is a warm coffee cup when you share. Keep in mind that as you reshare, and I didn't go at this, but when you reshare with somebody, a second video, etc., what you want to do is when you get to the point where you're going to either your address book or your manual entry, or you're going to existing prospects. If you've already shared with that person, please go to existing prospects to grab them as a name, because that'll prevent you from creating a duplicate record, okay? You can always swipe left or hold and press with Android to delete an extra prospect, okay? I just want to make sure you know that. Okay, so then let's talk about these filters and sort. What you're seeing on the right side are all the filter and sort options that you have to manage all of your prospects, okay? So you can, as you're working your prospects, change their status all on your own by tapping on the little warm coffee cup, and you can upgrade them to hot. You can park them. And what I'm going to recommend, if you park somebody, because you don't want to get with them for, let's say, 2 months, because they're just kind of cold right now, unapproachable. Maybe you're going to wait for something in their life to change, because that's what happens. And that's why everybody is always a possibility, is you can park them, but don't forget to set a reminder for 2 months out in the system to make sure. That's the number one key with all your prospecting, is make sure there is always a reminder. I don't care if it's 3 months, 6 months out, a year out. Always have a reminder in your system so that you get prompted at the right time to follow up and start over with that prospect, okay? So those are the statuses, and what it's showing you is you want to see all your warm prospects, all your hot prospects, all your park prospects, etc. You can click on it down below and hit apply, and that'll filter them all right there for you, okay? And then you can clear them out and go back to normal. All the prospects are in there by last name. That's how they're ordered automatically. You can resort them by up top there by first name. But I want to talk about something that I think is really important, because having been in this business so long, I know that you're not always working your business. Most of you are not full-time in this business, and you're busy doing something else very productive in your life, okay? So there comes a time during the day you say, okay, I need to work my business. I just got a text from my upline or whatever it might be. I got to work my business. But you don't really know what to do, where to go. What I'm going to recommend you do is use this filter, this sort right here at the top called recent activity. By tapping on recent activity and hitting apply, it's going to rank all of your activity and your prospects' activity when they click the link, when they watch a video, when they requested a sample. All of that is going to be ranked from most recent to least recent. And that's going to tell you two things. It's going to tell you where the fire is, if there is a fire, or it's going to tell you you may not have enough activity going on in your business with the app, and you need to be offering more samples or sharing more content or forwarding some enrollment links with an opportunity. So that's what I want you to know, is that recent activity is two things. One, it's going to rank them for you and show you where the fire may be. But two, it's going to talk to you a little bit about, maybe I need to step up my activity a lot, or wow, I got a lot of activity. Maybe I'm not following up enough with the people I have activity with, and you're missing follow-up reminders. The second thing I want to talk about, because it's not going to be in this slide, is the alerts. And if you look at the left-hand slide, the left-hand image down the lower right is your alert button. What that alert button carries within it at all times is all the alerts for follow-up reminders, sample requests, new lead from social if you've got one. It's going to have messages from corporate if they send them out from the dashboard. Those alerts are in there, and there's an alert management capability in there. I want you to be in there when you see a little red dot above the alerts. That means you have unread alerts. That red dot on an iPhone also shows up on the icon, okay, that you have unread alerts. So make sure you get in there and always check your alerts. You can swipe and delete and get rid of old alerts. It's only going to show you the previous 50, but if you get rid of some, it may bring some other ones back behind it, right? So make sure the combination of what you're seeing on the screen, the sort, the activity, the recent activity, and the fact that you have this alerts button, I call that where you manage your prospects. That's how you manage them effectively. But let's go ahead and go to the next slide and talk about some further management. So when you tap, okay, you can see when you see your prospects right there, there's a couple of things going on. One, at a glance, you can see if there's a follow-up reminder in red on the top person. And by tapping that, whether there's one there or not, it'll call up the calendar to your right, and you'll be able to reset a follow-up reminder. I want you to become very aggressive in never having a prospect without a follow-up reminder. And again, as I said, even if they're kind of a cold prospect, no problem. Park them, but put that reminder out into the future. Their life circumstance, whether they need to lose weight more or they're having financial challenges that are bigger, they're going to change, and you want to be there when that changes. And that's what the reminder system is all about in this industry. Everyone eventually, when you work this industry long enough, will become a customer or rep in your business eventually. It's just a matter of how long you stick with it, and that's what the reminder system's about. And then, of course, to the left, about the filters. I reminded you on the previous screen. You can tap it and you can upgrade or change the filter of anybody, status filter of anybody you have in the system, which then allows you to filter and sort by that status to really look over your prospects and what's going on and make sure you have your follow-up reminders intact. Okay, so that's that screen. Let's go to the next screen and talk about what I call the 3 buttons. The 3 buttons are really magical. If you're not using the 3 buttons very often, then you may not be using the app to its full, really Salesforce level, if I will, capability. We've really given you a lot of power here. So the 3 buttons allow you to do a lot of things. It allows you to quickly call, text, or email somebody if you have both their email and their cell phone in there. And so it's a quick button just to work with them. You don't have to go find them in your phone anywhere. Okay. And it allows you to share content real quick. If you hit that share content button, the nice thing from sharing from there, and if you're always in this app doing that, is it's fast. It already knows who they are, their information. It won't allow you to create a duplicate contact. It'll let you just go. It loads their stuff. You go right, you grab the media you want to share with. It preloads everything. Literally, you can reshare content from that button in about 4 seconds. Okay, some of you faster, some a little slower, but around 4 seconds. The second thing, down the bottom, yes, you can delete your prospect this way. You can also swipe and delete or press and delete on Android. And then you can also set a reminder. Again, it's a nice little handy tool. But where you should live a lot is in the prospect details. And let's go. We're going to show you what that looks like next, because that's the heart of contact management. We're going to go on in here. I call this the home page of the contact management of your prospect. Again, you're going to have a lot of the similar features on the left. You could tap on their icon, that icon for hot, change them to warm, whatever you want. Again, call, text, email. You can do a lot of things. You could share content. In the upper right, I believe there's an edit button. It's a little small for me, but you can edit. You can actually change their phone number, change their email if they've updated it. You can take notes with that edit button and save out the notes that's there in the line. And then down below, which we're not showing right now, there's the history of everything you've done with them. Okay, everything, all your shares, what percent of the video they've watched. Okay, yeah, you'll get a percent video initially with your in prospects when you see them initially, if that's the last thing they've done, no problem. But if you always want to see a history of, well, they watched 10% of that video, but wow, they really watched 90% of that video, that might have been interesting. Gives you ideas, because we're always looking for that reason to follow up, aren't we? We don't know what to say. We're not in a smooth transition with that particular prospect. We're looking for something. I know that. I've been there. So we're looking for, wow, what can I talk about? It may be just that, back in March 15th, I know you don't remember, but you really watched about 90% of this video, which had to do with our weight loss product of this. And, it's something that I don't recall getting you a sample of it. I'd like to offer you one of those, and maybe you could try that out and see if that works for you. Or we're running a special right now. You could just get a month's supply and see if that helps you lose the weight you might have been thinking about. I mean, that's what we're always looking for, is that reason to chat. And this history button that's down there may give you that. So always be reviewing, what have I done with this prospect? When's the last time I reached out? Should I reach out again? Should I offer them a sample? And that's up to you. But that's where your strategy of building and getting customers and new people into business, okay? Let's talk about your activity. So if you're doing a lot of follow-up over here on the right here, you're seeing that it says add history, okay? And what we're talking about is all those activities that you would normally be taking in a follow-up manner. Before we built this, there was no way to put that into the history so you could remember, did you send them a text? Did you send them a follow-up? Did you leave them a message? What did you do with this person? And if you can get aggressive and a little more analytical on it and start logging your activity with this prospect, it's going to give you that power to follow up. That's really what I'm trying to give you with this, is remind you of the types of activities, one, that you can do. You just tap the add history button. It pops all these items up. And you go, I didn't leave them a voicemail, or I didn't text follow-up. I didn't do that. Let me do that now and come back and log this. And it really starts to help you understand, because guess what we're going to have? we're going to start having tools and analytics coming at you over the next year that are going to talk to you about each one of your prospects and what your daily tasks are going to need to be on the follow-ups that you might have missed, right? And that's what we're going to start giving you. And then we're going to start measuring that, and we're going to start having some contests one day. So you really want to start getting great at follow-up and logging this history, because it's going to help you recruit. It really, really is. Very powerful Salesforce level stuff right here. You show this right here kind of stuff to a prospect looking at your business, and maybe they failed in this industry once, maybe twice, and they didn't have a system and a tool. You show them this, they go, wow. How can I mess this up? It's all now no excuses. No excuses. You got the tool. So that's what it's about. Really be using it. If you don't find yourself using this, you're probably not following up the way you could. Okay, next slide. So that's complete contact management. Let's talk about social a little bit here. Okay, the app has the ability for you to do a couple of things. And this is something we're working with corporate on working through this a little bit more. But when you post, there's two things that can happen. They can post and then they can kick out and go to your replicated page and watch that video if it's a video. But what I want to talk about is this ability to share images that you have in the app. And when you share those images, what we do is we embed your replicated information inside that image. Nobody sees it. So even if that image is reshared a bunch of times throughout Facebook, let's say, when someone clicks on it, it's going to take them to your replicated lead capture page. And that's one of the things we're going to be fine tuning next week with the team at corporate, is looking at all these links and making sure that the lead capture system is the way it needs, and maybe getting you some images that you could post on a fairly semi-regular basis. But the key to the post is not always the image and what it says, but really what you say with that image when you post it. Like, go ahead and click on the image below and let's connect and talk a little bit about how you can get healthier. Whether that's financial health or personal health, right? Physical health. And so you can post these images, say something very comfortable and inviting. And when they click on it, they will see a lead capture page. Their first name, last name, email, cell phone number goes in there. And when they submit it to you, you get a push notification. You get an alert. So let's go to the next slide, if we could. You're going to get a push notification, okay? And you see the flow there, Facebook to lead capture, they request more info, and you get on that third slide over, that third image to the right, you get a new lead. That's what that purple new means. Everybody's wondering, what's that purple new? It's for new social lead capture that comes into your app, giving you someone. So if you have a marketing system, which I'm sure Tracey's going to go over here, you could get this new lead and flow them just like you would a warm contact or a friend or somebody you met. You can flow them into your system. That's really what the app's about, is that you have a recruiting system that you're funneling people. You're funneling them from your warm market in your phone book, from somebody you meet at the coffee shop, you type it in, from somebody you're referred to, from somebody you get a lead from social. All those people go into a flow, into a funnel, if you will. I would recommend you offer them all a sample. But whatever that flow is, get good at your system, track your system, and know that this is another tool to get somebody into that system, is this social media lead capture. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. So now we're going to talk about sampling. It is one of my favorite topics. And the reason it is one of my favorite topics is simply the numbers. It's proven. So, we talked about stats a little. The numbers across the board that we're seeing, okay, when sampling is done properly here, is that if you put out 10 samples, you conduct the activity properly, you're going to average about 3.3 new customers. So let me throw a number out. You do $5 samples, you spend $50 on 10 of them. What's your commission on 3.3 new full-size sales of one of your products that you just sampled? It's going to be more than $50 by a long shot. So the ROI, the return on investment, is there with sampling with your type products. You have the perfect type of products to sample. And here's another thing I want everybody to hear about sampling that I didn't go into, and that's why it's great to be on these Saturday morning trainings, is that sampling isn't always about the effect that the person gets when they actually use the sample. It's about them experiencing how to use a sample so they can see themselves doing this every day for 30 days. That's really the key to sampling. Don't get too tied up in this, amazing effect that has to happen. It's not about that. It's about when you follow up with them, and I'm going to show follow-up system. When you follow up, it's about, hey, wasn't that easy to do? Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, it's easy for me. That's why I can do it every day. And that's why over 30 days, I get amazing results month in, month out, because it's so easy to do. Don't set yourself up for, did you love the taste? Did you get that reaction to it? Let them tell you that. Just say, wasn't that easy to do? And that might be a good tool, because that's how you get people. It's not about this amazing overwhelming effect. It's about saying, can I see myself as a prospect? Can I see myself doing this every day to give it a try for a month? Because the amount of purchase for a month, I know everybody complains about money and prices, but you know and I know they're throwing that money away on something unhealthy every month, by far, maybe times 10. So just realize that sampling at its core is about exposing the classiness, the brand of Tava. You guys got awesome brand, awesome image, awesome products. It's about exposing the product to them in its classiness with the amazing sample mailer and going, wow, this is something I haven't seen before. So just keep that in mind as you're doing it. And here's the other tip. Do me a favor. I know that you might be in a conversation with somebody about wanting a sample, and they say, yeah, I'll take a sample, send me one. Do me a favor, right at that point, and I know you think that it might be breaking down the flow, but do me a favor, tell the prospect that you're going to offer a sample to them with a video, and it's going to give them a link for them to click on and enter their information to request the sample. Because you say, I don't want to type your address wrong. I know you're going to get it better than me. Could you please do that for me? I'll get an instant signal and I'll have that thing on its way. The reason you want to do it is get the address right, because we just don't want to deal with the wrong address. The second reason you want to do this is, frankly, it's $5. It's your hard-earned money. And if they can't take the time to type their address in, how good of a prospect do you think they might be? Not really good. So try to do that and let them do that for you. And here's the other reason you do it. It's so easy to send. When you get an alert that someone has requested a sample, right on the alert, you're going to see a button that says send sample. All you've got to do is hit that button. It takes you to a confirmation page and you hit send. It makes sending samples so easy. You can't mess the address up. You can't do anything wrong with it. It goes right out. And that's the best optimal way. I'm not saying you can't just hit the send button, select it, and send. No problem. I'm just saying this is an easier, more technically capable way of doing it. And it really utilizes the best information and power of the app. So as you send the sample, that's going to go out. So let's talk a little bit. Let me see what the next slide is, if you don't mind. So we talked about offering and sending, and this talks about the send cycle, that you can actually select it through send, which is on the left. That's showing the sample. But on the right is that sample confirmation page that you'll get. And so what's great about offering is when they request it, you touch a button, you get to that far right screen, you'll see it really quickly, and it just sends, and it's awesome. Okay. Now, let's talk about sampling follow-up for a minute. I'm not sure it's there. Yeah, so let's just leave it there. We're going to talk about sample follow-up for 1 minute, because I get a little more time today than we did last time. The key is the follow-up. When I talk about 3.3 or 3.2 reps out of 10, prospects converting to customer out of 10, what I didn't tell you is this. We all know we need to get business partners in this industry in order to build our business, right? But we also like to have every business partner have 7 to 10 preferred auto ship customers, because customers sometimes become the best reps. By the way, the number in the industry is 66% of the time, your best reps were customers for up to 60 to 90 days. So the other thing we've seen about sampling, when you get those 3.2 customers, is within 90 days, we're seeing 1.1, 1.2 of them become business partners within 90 days. So your sample customers by default are going to become your new business partner pipeline, whether you wanted to or not, because they're joining whether you ask them or not. That's what we're seeing. So I want you to be excited about the methodical sales system. The last thing is, in your app, if you are going to it, at the top is that once you share a sample with somebody, you have it sent. When it is finally shipped, at first it's going to go in a submitted phase, which is 30 minutes for it to lock in the ability for you to change the address or cancel it if you want. Once it gets out of 30 minutes or so, it's going to go to ready to ship. That's when the warehouse now has it to ship. If it's before 3 p.m., it's going to ship that day, Central. it's after 3 p.m., it's going to ship the next day. And of course, if it's on a Friday after 3 p.m., it's going to ship Monday. Okay, so keep that in mind. But when it ships, it's going to go to shipped status. That's when you're going to get an alert to send a text follow-up, and it's in your app in position number 1. Please send the text. Then when it's delivered, you're going to get another alert to send text number 2. Please send text number 2. 2 days later, you're going to get an alert to follow up. Look at the script. Think about it. There's a text message for you to send to offer them to buy. Please ask for the sale. Call them up, talk to them, send them a link, have them buy. And then you get one final alert, okay, to send, did they buy or did they not text? And do that to complete the cycle. If you can discipline yourself to do that follow-up, you will get the 3.2. You'll get it, okay? And that's really what I want you to know about it. So let's go to the summary. I'm going to wrap up after sampling. I hope it didn't take too much time. I don't think I did. And Tracey, I hope I helped you. But in summary, I think all I want you to do, and we're not going to go any farther past summary there, Michelle, thank you. In summary, all I want to say is that you have a system right in your hand. The key to this industry in 2021 is not just social. It's not just anything. It's that you have the ability to offer a person a system that can help them recruit and build an income for their family, where before they may have failed in this industry or they might have heard something else. So I just want you to know that's what you have. You have the Tava Connect system in your hands. Use it for yourself. Prove it to your prospects that they can do it too. So that's all I've got. Tracey, I can't wait to have you really show them how to go deeper into it and how you're having success with the system. And I appreciate you doing that. So thanks, everybody. I hope this was helpful today, and good luck building, and I'll see you again, hopefully at the next event. Take care.
Oh my goodness, John, thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope everybody in Tava Nation that is tuning in, I hope you see the value, right? One of the big things about what we do in this industry is having the vision. Right? Having the vision. And so John is laying out the actual foundation for the how we're going to get things done, which is generally the problem for people. People say, oh, I want to reach diamond, but the question is, how do I do it? Right? This app is giving you how you can do it. But within that strategic approach, like the big view, like as a CEO, you're looking 30,000 square feet up. You're looking down on your business and you can see all the moving parts. You have to recognize that the app is one part, right? The app is one part. You can't forget about everything else. But if we're going to talk about the app right now, we're going to zoom in down on the app right now, then we have got to be as effective and as efficient as we can when we're talking about the app. Okay. And so for those of you that enjoy a little bit of automation in your life, okay, if you're like me, you got your hand up high, you got 2 hands up in sky, right? Because I like to be able to take processes that we must do. For example, prospecting, we must do that, right? Following up, we must do that. Presenting, we must do that, right? There are certain things in our industry that absolutely have to get done. And if you think about the way things were done in the past, like I remember some of my coaches, some of my mentors, even just 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, they're like, hey, you got to have a Rolodex, literally a file. Like you go to Staples, you go to Office Max and you get physical files, right? Those manila folders, and you have a month, right? That's how I learned how to do it initially. Listen to this, guys. I would have one manila folder for every month, January through December. And I would have these prospecting sheets. Listen to me. Every time I would speak to someone and I would have a discussion, I would have to write down the information on the physical piece of paper, the prospecting sheet, and I would take that sheet. And if that person was not ready, and this was January, I would take that sheet and I would put that sheet physically in the February file. So then when February came, I would pull the February file and I would go through all of the prospects and all of the leads that were in the February file. And you do this circular file type of thing. However, it became very cumbersome. It's effective. Okay. But I needed a way to automate this. There's no way into 2021 I'm going to be carrying a big box of files with me, headed on my way to Houston, Texas for the second wave event. It's not going to happen. Okay. And so how can I take the premise of what needs to be done? I've got to prospect. I've got to have information. I've got to follow up. How can I take that and automate that? Automation is not hard. Automation makes our life easy. The only difference is you've got to shift yourself into allowing systems to help you. And as we all know, system stands for what? Saving yourself time, energy, and money. Saving yourself time, energy, and money. That's the acronym. Saving, S, yourself, okay, Y-S, time is the T, E is the energy, and M is the money. System, okay? So we want to create a system around what we're doing. And our Tava Connect app, guys, if you get in there, you kind of dig around and play with it, and you use what Mr. Preski is teaching us and how to use it, I'm telling you, you are going to be able to truly have what we talk about, which is a phone-based business. It's not even a home-based business anymore. It is a phone-based business. And if you don't know how to use the applications on your smartphone to make your business a smart business, you're going to get left behind because things are moving this way. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to just take a couple minutes and make sure that in the chat, everybody is following me. Okay. So Dory says, save yourself time, energy, and money. You got it. Letitia says, I am ready to automate this. Crystal says, yes, you got the system down pat. Fantastic. Brittany, shift yourself to systems. Yes, y'all hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do what you need to do. What I'm saying is figure out what you need to do and discover how you can automate that process. Because when we talk about scale, when we talk about triple diamond, when we talk about crown diamond, when we talk about tens of thousands of people in your organization, guys, you have to think with the end in mind. You have to start now with how am I going to manage a crown diamond organization? What systems do I have? Could I manage a crown diamond organization doing what I'm doing right now, which is being all over the place? Come on now. Somebody hear me. Okay. I know I'm stepping on some toes, but I'm trying to help you understand you need this. You need this. Hey, am I going to be able to manage a triple diamond organization with leads coming in and follow-ups and samples and products being shipped? And am I going to be able to handle my team and all of that? Am I going to be able to do this by myself with my two arms? Or am I going to allow automation to help me do a lot of things behind the scenes that I don't manually have to do anymore? Because John Preski and our corporate team has already understood, hey, in order for our distributors to be a little bit more effective, we've got to give them some tools. It's a tool. Okay. Now, if you want to go back to the circular file thing, knock yourself out. Okay. I'm just saying, for the people who want to kind of do it a little bit faster without losing your mind, be able to take your kid to the pool and build your business, you're going to need to have your hands on this Tava Connect app. Okay. So now let me just kind of share with you guys exactly how I do what I do. And I'm telling you, I am tweaking this, right? So today you're watching this, and tonight I might have taken a drink of my Caprice coffee, and I'm laying in the bed, and boom, a download hits me, and I have a new idea. All right. And that new idea is gonna jolt me into writing out something different and tweaking it. So what I am sharing with you here today is what I am using here today. But it doesn't mean that it may not shift and tweak as we go, because as the app enhances, then the systems and the processes that we use, we can enhance them. Okay. And that's what I'm excited about with the Tava Connect app. Okay. So let's get it going. So guys, if we're going to prospect, Okay, we got to understand prospecting, piquing interest, inviting. These are at the beginning of what we call a funnel, right? I don't want you to think about a funnel the way you think about all that other. I want you to think about our network marketing funnel. A network marketing funnel is this. We are going to pique somebody's interest, right? We're going to prospect them. Then we're going to do what? We're going to invite them, right? We're going to invite them. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to present to them, right? We're going to present to them. After we present to them, we've got to follow up with them. Okay? After we follow up with them, we've got to close them. And after we close them, we've got to onboard them. Those are the 5 phases of how I view our business. I am prospecting, inviting. I am presenting, or I am using a tool to present. Generally, I'm not presenting. I'm using a tool. Then we are following up. Generally, I'm using a system or a tool to help me remind myself when to follow up. Then we're closing, right? During that follow-up call or during that follow-up process, my goal is to close. And then my last thing is to onboard. That's a different discussion for a different day. But the Tava Connect app is designed to help us document these phases. If you know the phases and you know where you are with a prospect in the phase, which is what John is saying, you look over there on the activity, you say, okay, I prospected this person. Oh, I called this person. Oh, I text this person. If you know where you are in the process, then you are able to move to the next step in the process. So what do I do? How do I get this whole thing kicked off? All right. So listen, you've got to have leads. Listen, you've got to have leads. You have got to have leads. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care where you get the leads from. The lead can be from social media. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. The lead can come from you did a traffic campaign and somebody opted into something that you've got. If you got that skill, I don't care where you get the lead from. Maybe you've gone through your list. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody, especially if you're newer in the business and you have not reached out to your warm market yet, your existing warm market, you might want to reach out to your list. Those are leads. We call it a list. In the internet world, we call them leads. I don't care what you do to get it, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, but you must have leads. In other words, people to talk to. So I'm going to keep this really simple. Let's say that you are getting started and you are going to use your list. You have written down 25 names. You have written down 50 names. You have written 100 names. It doesn't matter the length of the list to me. That we're not going to debate that. My point here is that you have a list of names. We're going to call those leads. Okay, my cat is tripping right now. We're going to call those leads. Now, with those leads, we have got to pick up the phone and we have got to contact them, right? We have got to contact these leads. So let's say we're going to take the first person on your list. I don't care who it is. It's Tiffany. So you're going to call Tiffany up and you've got to, as John said, you got to speak to the people first. Here's what we are not going to do, Tava Nation. Okay, so we're not going to do. We are not going to take our list and just because it's people we know, we're not going to take this list and manually put these people's names in our Tava Connect app, put these people's phone numbers in this app, put these people's addresses in this app. They don't know that you're doing that, and you're going to automatically start sending them crap over their text messages. You're going to automatically start sending these people emails, and they have no earthly clue why you're sending this. This is where we go wrong, network marketing family. This is where we go wrong because we want to remove ourselves from the process. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying within the process, let's automate what we do. We're not going to not communicate. We're going to automate the communication. Does everybody understand what I am saying? We are not going to spam our family. We are not going to spam our friends. We are not going to spam the people on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. We're not going to do that. And this is how we're going to maintain a professionalism as it pertains to Tava and as it pertains to the way that we build our businesses as professionals. We are not going to spam. Okay? And that is on record. I hope corporate has this on record of me saying that. Okay? We are not going to spam. So instead, when you call Tiffany up, you are still going to prospect Tiffany. And you have got to say, hey, Tiffany, it's Tracey. How's it been going? Now, hopefully, maybe you've spoken to Tiffany before. Maybe she's your coworker. Maybe she goes to church with you. Maybe she's done different things. Right now, I'm not going to deal with the categories of the prospects because that's a whole nother training. Okay, right now, I'm just going to give you a premise of, let's just take Tiffany, for example. Tiffany, you talk to on a regular basis. So Tiffany is not shocked when you call her up. Let's just run with that bucket of prospect right now. Okay, because there's different buckets, but this is the bucket of, hey, this is my girl that I see when I go to swim class. This is my girl that I see when I go to, get my hair done. This is, you guys get what I'm saying, right? I communicate with her. So, hey, Tiffany, it's Tracey. How's it going? And then Tiffany is like, oh, everything is going good. You might say, listen, when we were at the hair salon the other day, or when we were at the kids' jujitsu practice the other day, I remember you were saying that you were actually looking for a way to make some additional income. Is that still the case? You got to pique the interest. Now, I'm going to give you a real life example that happened to me yesterday. It is on Everything I Love. I took Josiah to play baseball at the Brave Stadium. I live right there, right? So we go over there. When I get there, there's a couple of little boys already playing at the field. There's two ladies with one little boy, and there's a grandmother with the other little boy. They play with the little boy with the grandparents, and then those kids and the grandparents leave. So now that leaves me, the other two ladies, and the one other little boy, and Josiah. So while we are there, it starts to pour down raining. As it starts to pour down raining, the five of us go inside of the Omni Hotel to get out of the rain. We sit down. The two of them are friends. I don't know them. They don't know me. But because we're with the kids and we're kind of moms, we're like, hey, let's just all sit down. The two ladies decide they're going to get a glass of wine. This was their last day of school. So they're trying to decompress. So I'm sitting there. I'm on the phone sending out text messages because it's closeout. Okay, it's closeout. So I'm sending out text messages and I'm listening to them talk, and they're like, we're teachers. And as I listen, I said, oh, well, I'm asking questions. Well, how long have you been a teacher? I am prospecting during my getting to know you phase with these ladies as our sons play. So as I'm listening, the ladies are like, oh, it's the last day of school. We're so excited. One lady is like, yeah, my kids are at home. Let me get me one more glass of wine because I want to make sure I don't have any regrets when I get home and this and that. And we started talking about the cost of living. And then the young lady goes on to say how she's from the Bay Area. She now lives in Atlanta and she's over it with working at the school. Ding, 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 ding. So I'm listening. I don't automatically interject. I don't pull out my, hey, let me give you these samples. I don't do that. No. I listen. And I said, well, if you could do something else, what would be ideal for you to do? And she said to me, everybody seems to be working from home these days or having these different types of opportunities. She said this, I love to explore being able to work from home. And I said, you don't say. I said, well, how serious are you about that? And she said, oh, girl, I'm very serious about that. I said, I tell you what. I said, I have some information that I love to share with you. Right now is not the time because, you guys are drinking the wine. I'm trying to take care of some business and our kids are playing. Could we exchange information? And I send you some details on how you could potentially start a business from home that you may enjoy. And she said, sure, no problem. Boom, lead. I'm not going to do all of that right there. That's me. I'm not going to pull out the Tava Connect app. I'm not going to sit down with my flip chart and start showing her all the circles, right? I'm not going to do that. I just met her. I need to pique her interest. Now I have a lead. Right? Her name is Allison. So boom, I have Allison on my list. When I call Allison up tomorrow, I'm going to say, or today, I'm going to say, hey, Allison, this is Tracey. We met at truest part with the kids playing. How's it going today? She's going to say, oh, Tracy, it's going great. I'm going to say, listen, I'm not going to keep you long because I actually have my son at the pool. But when we spoke yesterday, you shared with me that you were looking for a way to earn some additional income from home. Is that still the case? And she's going to say, oh, Tracy, yes, I do. I say, okay, great. Would it be okay if I sent you a 10-minute video that shared with you exactly how you can start to do that? Is anybody following what I'm saying? Is anybody following what I'm saying? I didn't push all of this on Allison the day I met her. I'm going to pace myself. Everybody, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. I'm going to pace myself. She's not going anywhere. She wanted a business yesterday. She wants a business today. But I can't be the person that's jumping all on her because she's going to say, I don't want to do that to people. So, would it be okay if I sent you a 10-minute video to share some additional information with you? She's going to hands down say what? Yes. She's going to say yes. She's not going to say no. She's going to say yes. You know why? Because I piqued her interest properly to begin with. So I piqued the interest, right? Now I am inviting her to look at something. This is the invite phase. I'm inviting her. Now, could you say, hey, we're having a live Zoom tonight at 8:00? Yes. Could you say, listen, we're going to be meeting up in Marietta, Georgia on Tuesday at 7. I'd love you to be my VIP guest. Could you say that? Yes. Could you say, hey, listen, if I send you a 10-minute video that shared a few more details on exactly how you can start to do a little bit more of what you want to do, would you at least watch it? Yes. What we are doing, Tava Nation, is we are choosing the best road for our prospect. We're not saying, oh, the meetings don't work. We're not saying, no, the Zooms don't work. We're not saying, no, the app doesn't work. We're saying, all right, I've got 3 tools in my backpack. Which tool is going to make the most sense for my prospect? So in this case, as an internet person, right, I want to send her the video, plus we're talking about Tava Connect. So then she's going to say, yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside the Tava Connect app. I am going to go to that share. You guys can't see it here, but hopefully you have your Tava Connect app out, right? I'm going to go to that share part of it, right? Right? I'm going to go to share. And when I click on share, it's going to be some things in there, right? So I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down to where it says opportunity sequence. Opportunity sequence. And then I'm going to say, which one did I say I'm going to send her? I said the 10-minute video, right? So this says 10-minute, 57-second Tava Lifestyle full overview. That's what I want to send my prospect. Depending on how you are doing this, you could send them whatever you wanted to send them. If you're speaking to someone who speaks Spanish, why not send them the Spanish presentation? Send them whatever makes the most sense for the process that you are in. So in this case, I want to send her this one, the Tava Lifestyle full overview. So I'm going to tap on the share button. When I tap on the share button, that little message comes up, right? It says, this is what's going to be sent. I'm going to hit next. And when I hit next, it's going to allow me to put in Allison's name, phone number, first and last name, phone number, and email address. When I put that in, it's going to go next. It's going to allow me to edit the message a little bit. I can put in there, hey, Allison, it's Tracy. Great speaking with you again today. Please review this video, right? I can put that in on the next screen. I'm going to hit send, and now Allison's going to get that. Now, here's the amazing thing. When Allison gets that, our Tava Connect app, guys, is going to tell us, hey, Allison has watched less than 0% of the video. Allison has watched 90% of the video. Allison has watched 50% of the video. So now, you know, normally how you guys are like, well, how do I know? They're not answering me. I'm calling back. They not answering, right? I don't know if they saw the video. I don't know if they were on the Zoom. Obviously, I didn't see them at the meeting. I don't know where they are, right? This tells us, are they watching the video? I love that. How can you guys not be excited about the fact that I know whether my prospect is keeping their word or whether they're not? So if they are, and I see Allison has watched the video 90%, right? Then I'm going to be in a position, because I'm going to set the app. It's going to tell me follow up in 24 hours. I'm going to hit that button. It's going to say, do you want to follow up in 24 hours? You want to follow up in, I forget what the options are, 3 days, because I don't care. I just hit 24 hours. I don't care I'm not right now at the beginning phases, right? These are all new prospects coming in. 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. Now that is what the app says. So I'm going to do it 24 hours, but I'll be honest with you. Here's a tweak that I do. If you guys are following me, before I get off the phone with Allison and I say, hey, would it be okay if I sent you a 10-minute video that shared with you more details on how you can start to generate that extra income from home? She's going to say yes. I'm going to say, great. What I'm going to do, Allison, is I'm going to actually text this to you. Okay. The video gives about 10 minutes. Allison, when do you think you'd have a chance to review the 10-minute video? I'm going to ask that before I send it. I already know Allison showed me she has 2 little girls at home, 4 and 2, and she's got a husband. So I understand that life. So 10 minutes is not a long time, but when you're sitting down and you start watching the video and then you have a 2-year-old fly by with something crazy, or a 4-year-old throw something across the room, or they start arguing about something, the 10 minutes turns into 3 hours. I get it. So I'm not going to force her to do it right now in 10 minutes, just because for me, I don't have nothing else to do with my time and I've got 10 minutes. I'm going to ask her, Allison, when do you think you'll have a chance to watch a 10-minute video? Allison's going to say, look, I put the kids down for a nap at 1. I'm going to watch it at 1. And then I'm going to say, okay, great. Would it be okay if I gave you a call back at about 1:15, and then you can share with me some feedback and what you like best about what you saw in the video? Would that be okay? And Allison's going to say, that's fine. So in the app, I'm going to say follow up in 24 hours, just so in case things get busy, it's whatever. But in my phone, my smartphone, my calendar app, I'm going to say, call Allison 1:15. Hello? Somebody hear me? I'm going to say, call Allison 1:15. So now as I'm at the pool and it becomes 1:15 and my alarm goes off and say, call Allison, and I got a few notes in there on how I even met Allison, I'm going to call Allison at 1:15 and we go from there. But that is an easy way. There's other ways we can use this. I'm not going to get into all of that now because we're a little bit past time. But this is, to me, guys, this is the easiest way, that 10-minute video. Now, here is a super tip. You call Allison back, let's just say at 1:15, and Allison has questions. That's great. We're going to do the whole follow-up and close. That's right, 3-way calls, all that type of stuff. But let's just say she's like, well, I get it, but I still feel like I need a little bit more information. Let's say Allison says that. Let's say Allison's like, well, I get it, but I think I need to do a little bit more research, or I need to get a little bit more information, or I think she need to do something. She need to do something more. Don't worry about it, Allison. I got you. I tell you what, this is what I would say to Allison. Allison, no problem. Here's what we're going to do. Tonight at 8 p.m., we're going to be doing a live Zoom. And Allison, let me tell you why you want to be on this Zoom. We have people from all walks of life, Allison. We have millennials on. We have people more like our age on. I won't give my age on that, but y'all know I'm a little older than millennial. Okay. We have people our age on, and we have people that are in their golden years. All right. And they are going to be sharing how these products and how this opportunity has helped them in their life. I'm going to recommend, Allison, that at 8 o'clock tonight, I go ahead and get you booked for one of my VIP spots on there. I don't have many left, but I know that you were talking about how you really wanted to do some things with the kids and this. If I can go ahead and get you booked on this 8 o'clock call, would you find a way to make sure you at least tuned in? You don't have to do much. You could just listen in and get the additional information that you're looking for directly from people who have 100% of the facts. Right? I'm going to give her scarcity. I'm going to give her urgency, and I'm going to let her know and tie it back in. Listen, this is why you want to listen, because I know that you wanted to do this with these girls. I know that you wanted to buy this house, right? Whatever it is. And Allison, right, let's going to say in this case, she's going to say, you know what? I can do 8 o'clock. And I say, great. Listen, the best thing that you can do, Allison, is get the right information from the right people. And I'm telling you tonight, you're going to get the right information from the right people. And then that way you can make the best decision for you and your family. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to book you in for tonight at 8 o'clock. Allison, can I ask you a favor? And Allison's going to say, what's the favor? I'm saying, listen, if for any reason, Allison, you aren't able to make it, remember, I'm putting you in as a VIP. If for any reason you aren't able to make it, would you please at least just give me a call and let me know, just out of courtesy, and I can get you rebooked for another time? Did y'all catch that? Would you at least let me know, Allison? If for any reason you can't make it, would you please just give me a shout, shoot me a text, give me a buzz, let me know you aren't going to be able to make it so that we can get you rescheduled, and then I can possibly fill your spot with somebody else for tonight. I'm running a business, Tava Nation. I'm not begging people. She needs these products and this business. Last I checked, I already have these products and this business. I have something of value, okay? So I use that app I got to prospect people. I get their permission. I put the information in the system. I then send it. I then set the follow-up while I'm on the phone or on the text. However I'm communicating, I set the follow-up. I then put 24 hours on the app. I then put 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours on my phone, whatever. Then I call back at that time. I speak. She has questions. Great. If I need to book her into a live event, I give her a second exposure on Zoom, a second exposure at the meeting, a second exposure, whatever we're going to do. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to do my follow-up, my phase 3, right? I'm going to do my close, my phase 4, and then I'm going to do my onboarding because Allison is getting started. There's no way she's going to listen to this information from any of the leaders in this company on a Zoom or in a live event and not see it and not feel it. And if she doesn't, that's okay. I've got tons more Allisons where they come from. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this training on this morning. Pull out your Tava Connect app. If nothing more, use your app just to send the exposure video. The 10-minute one is absolutely amazing. I do it. It's going to fill your pipeline inside your app. As an internet person, I like my leads in a database. I don't want to have, even though I have a list, guys, I do. Look, I got a list, okay? This is where I start. I don't want to do this forever. I want to then have prospects in an automated sequence where I can just touch and go, touch and go, touch and go, touch and go. I want them in something. So the app lets me put them in something where then I can automate, then I can follow up, then I can text, then I can do, and I can have a real phone-based business. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been Tracey Walker, one of your newest executive directors here with Tava Nation. Thank you for tuning in to your Saturday morning training. Thank you, John Preski, so much for sharing with us the power of the Tava Connect app. Guys, please use your Tava Connect app, and I will see everybody another place, another time here in Tava Land. Bye, guys. Got a Tava lifestyle, give life. 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 Big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind, new multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, but it out to some patience. Rockstar life spread well across the nation. Give one chance, you know what I do to it. Whole team get money and I'm used to it. Beat the odds and I'm still going used to it.
Changing lives every day, you can YouTube it. Hold up, it's on when it's short. You know I stay down, stuck around for the glow up. And you can ask anybody around, yeah, they know us. We can't stop now, cause the grind is never over. Hey, hey, you got a Tava lifestyle, give life. 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 The go Tava lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Tava lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Ayy, big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind, new multi-millionaires in the making. Multi-millionaire, big boss now, but it all took some patience. Rockstar life spread wealth across the nation. Lifestyle.